happy close to the last day of May, San Diego, and anyone else out there in Potterland. Tammy Dean coming at you on a beautiful, beautiful sunny day out here in National City. You ask where the F is National City. Don't hate. It's part of San Diego. And as we all know, people pay a lot of fucking money to visit here and move here and pay the sunshine tax that we have. So National City is south of San Diego proper. We are at Futures Past Studio. Always like to give a big plug to those who support me. Futures Past, for all of my real estate friends, this is your go-to studio for podcasts. Any videography or photography needs, check us out here. My trusty videographer, Alberto, hooked me up. He's behind the camera today. Thank you to him for making sure I always look best on both sides, in front, behind, that was a faux pas, whatever. Anyway, thank you to Alberto. Shout out to my sponsors, Hot Mortgage, Open Escrow, First American Title, everybody else that makes my tribe work. Today is number 2 in a series of podcasts that I am doing. We are doing episode 8 today, but series number 2, where I'm highlighting local entrepreneurs, men and women both, in the San Diego community, where they were essentially a standalone business, whether it was in an office or however else they did their business. And they literally took a perceived detriment, an obstacle in their financial or professional life, their livelihood, and they literally pivoted during the pandemic, and they focused on the importance of that transition. So today we are talking about health, pivoting during COVID, and the importance of transitions personally and in business. And previously I had my trusty esthetician on as my guest. And I'm starting to see a pattern here, Alberto. I'm talking with people who work on my face. What the fuck is that about? I'm not sure, but we'll figure it out. So today I have my trusty injectable pro. If you injectable or injections, I don't even know how to say it, Rose. Anyway, she is the woman to dial you in when it comes to Botox, when it comes to filler, when it comes to vitamin IVs, anything that requires a needle, she's your go-to. And she literally took what was a perceived obstacle and pivoted and is now thriving, doing even better. But I will say, you guys, every time I've had any sort of Botox or anything done, I'm kind of one of those where I don't want you to know if I'm happy, sad, or glad, or angry. So when I had her do my face not too long ago, I'm like, I don't even want you to know if I'm angry, sad, whatever emotions I might have. If I even move my eyebrows, I don't want any movement. Does anybody relate to that addiction, that problem? And of course I want more, but whatever. So we have Rose here today. Yay, welcome.
Hi, Tammy, thank you so much for having me.
Super excited. I know when you were poking me not too long ago, I go, oh my God, I want to feature you. Like, I want you to be a guest because you're a badass hustling woman. That's A. And I have a special place in my heart for badass boss babes, not just in San Diego, but in life, right? Because we rule the world.
We sure do.
So talk to me. Let's talk about mental health. What was going through your mind when this whole pandemic started to be very real, up in front in your face, saying, oh my God, how am I going to make this happen? This is my livelihood. And the importance of how you did pivot. And I hate to keep using that, but that's kind of a visual thing for me. Like, you're literally walking and you're turning around, you're going to go back and start over again. And the importance of that transition. Kind of talk to us a little bit about that, where you were, where you are, and then of course give yourself a big plug because I want everybody to come to you.
Thank you, Tammy.
Yes.
So my name's Rose. I'm a PA. I specialize in aesthetics, Botox fillers, IV therapy, microneedling, vitamins, weight loss, whatever.
Dude, weight loss, I didn't know about that.
Wellness inside and out, and beauty inside and out.
Okay, hold up. Because everybody out there, we all put on a few fucking pounds during COVID.
Or 15.
How about 19, 25, whatever. We talked about this. I did not know that. Let's talk about that a little bit more as well. So, okay, so you do all aesthetics, wellness. Okay.
So, well, let's just backtrack a little bit. You said, how did we pivot during this transitional phase with the pandemic that none of us has really experienced before? The one thing about pivoting is, for the vast majority of people who did have to pivot a business, you're faced with failure. You are literally staring failure straight in the face, and that's why you have to change direction. So I think not only me, but a lot of businesses out here, especially small businesses, we were looking at failure. It was a steep cliff drop.
Like it wasn't even like preparing you. It was literally staring you in the face going, okay, you have one of two choices. You're either going to fail or you're either going to fail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was a clinic director for a medical spa before the COVID pandemic happened.
We won't say who.
We won't say who. And
because it doesn't matter because you're going to go to her anyway.
And all of a sudden, everything shut down. Yeah. I couldn't go to work. I couldn't go see my friends. I couldn't go to the mall. I couldn't do anything. And I was faced with, what am I going to do with my time now? And what's going to make me feel fulfilled? Because again, mental health is a big issue, and having that sense of purpose is so important.
Right.
So my clients began texting me saying, Rose, you have to come over to my house and I'll pay you under the table. My husband has never seen me without Botox.
Oh my God, you guys. That's like lashes missing.
Literally. Devastating.
Yeah. No, I know. So I was that person.
You know what? And I said, I'm sorry, I can't do that for you. It's illegal. I have to protect my medical license and all that stuff. But eventually so many people were asking where I was like, you know what? This is a need. People can't leave their house. They can't go to the med spa because they're closed. Their children are at home, online learning. And so the only way was to do house calls. And that's how medicine was practiced back in the day.
Yeah.
Doctors would show up to your house and perform, do a physical exam, do whatever small
with their bags
necessary.
And all their stuff. Yeah.
And so that's what I did. I saw that there was a need that needed to be filled, and slowly but surely I got all my licenses in check. I made sure everything was kosher with the business model, with, the medical board, with everything. And now I do house calls.
So let's stay on that point for a second, because obviously with, back then, obviously we weren't deemed essential yet, right? So it was kind of tough to navigate through all that. So let's talk a little bit about how you were able to maintain the safety and the integrity of that house call while making sure you're protected and they're protected based on the CDC guidelines, of course, because we don't want people to think, oh my God, we're out here just doing whatever, right? Because even I, as a real estate agent, there were certain protocols we had to do so we could function safely.
Of course.
Yeah.
I always made sure to show up with my N95 mask.
Yeah.
The patient, of course, couldn't be masked up because if I was doing their treatment. But as long as I'm wearing the N95, if I have COVID, it's a very, very small chance that I pass it on to the person who is not wearing a mask. Yeah. So again, my number one concern for everything that I do is patient safety. Yep. And of course, patient results / happiness second. Yep. So, and I made sure everything was clean. I had medical grade Cavicide wipes to make sure all of my equipment was wiped down. And when you're in your home, you're not being exposed to 20 other butts on your chair.
That's right.
It is your chair and your butt on your chair.
That's right.
So
and you're literally like, it's not like you're having 50 people at one time. It's just like you and that patient, you and that client, you and that person that you've known, right? So it's not like a random person off the street where you're like, oh yeah, I'll come, let me inject you, right? So you already have that established rapport and relationship with them.
Correct. And there's that level of trust there where I know that, they're not going to be out partying.
Right. Well, you kind of
and then exposing my other clients. But anyway, yes. Perfect. And it's intimate. It's in your home. You're all bruised up sometimes, especially after some injections like lips and stuff.
Oh, my favorite.
What you want to do is walk through a Vaughn's shopping center outside of your med spa to your car when you look all botched and everything. Because everyone kind of does after the first couple.
That's my favorite part when you're doing the Botox. I think I shared this with you the other day when I'm like, oh my God, when I feel that crunching sensation, and all my Botox people out there, don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about, because you too are that person where when the Botox is going in and it's crunchy, it's working.
It's so satisfying.
Oh my God. It's like, I can't wait. So I cannot wait for my forehead not to move.
Yes.
What is that? That is so sick.
No,
that's body dysmorphia at its finest.
No,
let's not have any emotions.
We all want to look good. Here's the thing here is my viewpoint about what I do in terms of aesthetics. Why do we color our hair? Why do we put on makeup? Why do we buy nice clothes? Why do we want to lose weight? Right. We're all trying to be the best version of ourselves. Right. If that means injecting a little bit of toxin into your forehead to smooth over that wrinkle, that is literally the same thing as buying yourself a nice piece of jewelry because you want to look good.
Toxins, you guys, I don't know. You know what? I get Botox for migraine. So if a doctor's going to say it's cool to get it, that's number one toxin in my world. Yeah. I'll do it all day and say I have migraines that I don't even have migraines just to get the Botox, right? So you took that. approach and you really catapulted your business because now you are literally doing more and more house calls. At least that's what I'm thinking you're doing.
That's all I do.
Right. And you still have your standalone in Mira Mesa. And let's tell everybody where your standalone is and what your Instagram handle is, because you two, men and women, could stand a little Botox and a little poking every now and then. Tell us a little bit about where and your Instagram handle so everybody can go to you.
My Instagram handle is San Diego IV. There's 2 little droplets. That's my logo. You will see it. It's very recognizable.
Yep.
My studio is at Susie's Beauty Studio. It's in Mira Mesa, Miralani Business Park. The address you can find on my Instagram, but that's actually by appointment only. The reason why is because I originally started off with house calls, and it's become so popular that I am booked out almost 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
So in order to fit more people into my schedule, I have my studio days. It's usually about once or twice a week that I have studio days, and that way I can see like 10 people in a day rather than cap it off at 2 or 3 households.
Yeah.
So that's why I have it. Come see me.
So let's talk a little bit about something that you said previously, and this goes back to the importance of health. We talked a little bit about the wellness and the weight management aspect of it. I know I am that consumer. I am that consumer where I will spend a shit ton of money on stuff that if I know is going to make my health better, I'll do it. Vitamin IVs, right? Naturopathic, visits to, whomever it is that I see to help me be the best version of who I am. So let's talk a little bit about the vitamin IV. Has that been something during COVID and even now where people are like, I need these IVs? Tell us why you've seen such an increase in that sort of request or those appointments, and kind of tell us a little bit about what those IVs are made of, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I want to just say, everyone has all these supplements, vitamins that they're taking orally, and that's so good to do. However, anything that you take by mouth is going to be processed through your liver, your kidneys, and you excrete about over 90% of anything you're putting in by mouth. IVs and IM, intramuscular injections for vitamins, you are absorbing over 90% of it because it goes directly into your bloodstream and taken up by the bloodstream, delivered to the tissues directly that need it. It's never passed through the liver before it passes through your tissues first. So that's such a big difference.
Wow.
So that's why you feel so much better after getting a shot
like immediately
of an anti-inflammatory painkiller versus if you take one by mouth. It upsets your stomach, your liver is all screwed up from it, your kidneys have to process it, and then you feel better.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference on absorption.
Yep.
I think the reason why right now vitamins and IV therapy is so popular is
besides everybody's drinking and they're hungover.
Because everyone's drinking again. But we were
again, we never stopped.
Collectively in a lull over these last 12 months or so. We mentally didn't feel right. We couldn't go to the gyms. We couldn't do our normal routines to take care of ourselves, both mentally and physically.
Right.
And so we touched upon the quarantine 15. It is so real for a number of reasons. Again, not only because of the activity level, but also because your mental health. When you're feeling down, you don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to go on a walk outside. And so now that things are opening back up, people are feeling more of a sense of normalcy. They're more motivated to get back into their best shape, their best health, their overall wellness, their appearance. I mean, let's not even talk about the plastic surgery industry. They're booked out 16 months. For Christ's sake, some of the better plastic surgeons. So I'm just saying, people are excited to get back out there. And so people want to party and then they want to feel good after partying and they get an IV drip.
Right. It's so important to focus on all aspects of our health too. So, which brings me to this point, because the importance of not only, your health, pivoting and the transitions that we all take during this pandemic and even up to now, right? And even going forward, what did you do mentally to kind of keep you in that space where you weren't going to go down that rabbit hole, right? Where you knew failure was standing in front of you, staring at you, because anybody who's a small business owner, anybody who's in a business that was deemed non-essential, at least immediately, and then maybe then some, what did you do mentally to help you? Because I struggled with that. And again, I was busy before COVID. I was super busy during COVID, even up until now. But you're not exempt from that mental health check-in where you're like, dude, am I fucking really doing this right now? Is it going to stop? Am I going to run out of opportunity? What is it? Right? You go into this whole, as I call it, analysis paralysis, where you're like, holy shit. How did you overcome that? How did you battle that? How did you go, no way, man, I'm just going to forge forward and kill it?
Yeah. Well, fear is a motivator for many of us. it's like ingrained in evolution. It's what we do. When there's fear, it's that flight or fight response. And what do we do? Me personally, I like to take things day by day, step by step. There is a bigger vision on the horizon of what I think success is, what I think happiness looks like. And you are just climbing that ladder, you know,
one step at a time,
1 foot forward at a time. And that's the only thing you can do towards that goal. It might not seem like there's a light at the end of the tunnel in some circumstances or timing of things, but here we are now. So you just have to, fear should be a motivator. And if it's not, yes, you are paralyzed with fear. It's like failure to launch, you know, you're just so anxious. But I mean,
what's that old cliche, planning to fail and failing to plan?
Ooh.
Right? Like that is such a paramount statement, right? Because that can apply in relationships too. But what I love about your business ethic and your whole hustle and your whole vibe is, like any other guest that I've had when it comes to this very topic, you did not miss a fucking beat. Like you did not skip a step. You just kept going. And you're like, holy crap, I got to try. And now look at you, right?
Yes. And I do have to say, sometimes it feels like I am on all fours crawling up this giant hill.
Yeah.
But again, it's just baby steps, seeing the bigger picture and deciding, okay, what can I do today to even inch a centimeter closer to that goal?
Yeah. So give us some insight in terms of what did you do personally to help you take those checks, right? Mentally check in and say, am I good today? Because if you're going to poke my face and you're not good.
I know. I might as well not show up.
Don't even show up.
You a disservice.
Because I will be like, what happened to one eyebrow? One's down, one's up. I can't, like, whatever, right? So what did you do to kind of keep you focused in that space?
Meditation, I did try.
Yeah.
You need a lot of support from, I mean, I'm such a social butterfly. I rely on so many other people to, you know, keep me in check, to ground me, to motivate me, to encourage me.
Yeah.
So reach out to your support system. Yeah. That's what I did.
Yeah.
So important. Shopping.
Drinking.
Retail therapy is real.
Drinking and shopping is like legit a good combination. Yes. Even during the holidays, total tangent here. Even during the fucking holidays, like I'll go, okay, I'm going to go shopping. I've got like 20 gifts to buy. And then I'll go, okay, well, let me start at like Cheesecake Factory or True Foods Kitchen first. I'll have some appetizers. I'll start drinking. And then what ends up being, I've got 20 gifts to buy for different people. It's like, okay, 3 for me, 1 for you.
Correct.
And I end up buying so much crap for myself. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I forgot to get them a present. Okay, let me get it because it's damn alcohol. Damn alcohol. Love, hate, but that's a whole nother topic of conversation. Yeah. So you meditated, you just did basically just you retail therapy, just checked in and just kept it real.
Yep.
Yeah.
And reached out to my friends, my family, my loved ones. I'm just so blessed to have such. And honestly, we live in San Diego. Can we just talk about, you can drive 5 minutes to Sunset Cliffs for God's sake. And like, hearing the ocean,
I mean,
like the waves crashing against the rocks and just realizing you are just such a small piece of this beautiful world. And what are you going to do to, first of all, contribute, but also like feel blessed for what we have. The fact that I have the choice of getting into my car and driving to the ocean and having the 2 legs to step out of my, like just basic gratitude.
Let's take that even one more like step further, tangent number 2, that whole mindset, literally every day I wake up and I say, thank God I'm not on a breathing apparatus. Yes. Thank God that I can step 1 foot off the bed and then the other foot follows where my feet hit the ground, because that tells me I have been graced and blessed with 1 more day on this earth to A, make a difference in someone's life, and B, live the best version of my life that I know, and respect other people's journey in terms of, we may not agree on stuff and that's your space. And if it's working for you, I'll respect it. But 1 more day to breathe the ocean air, 1 more day to go to the desert and feel that heat. Absolutely. If that's the one thing that I will take away from this whole year, aside from realizing, and you can attest to this, realizing I really have everything I need inside, that I don't need anything outside of who I am as a person to A, validate why I do what I do, or approval from anybody. You do you, boo. Right?
Exactly.
You stay the course, you stay on track for you, and you can't get into that whole comparison place where this aesthetic person or whoever she is doing X. That's not you. You're you. People love you for you. Just like with me in real estate. They love me for what I provide to them in the real estate world because of who I am, right? Not because of I'm trying to be like Susie down the street, or you're trying to be like any of the, the medical spas that are around here. You have a unique thing about you. Right. And that, you guys, I feel is so important in terms of talking about health, mental health, not just in the pandemic, now, right? Because now we're reeling from that. And now we're really going to have to move forward. But that, you guys, is so important, not just in life, but really focusing on those transitions and asking yourself, is this important and why, right? Staying true to who you are. Check in with yourself, you guys. She had some great tips to share with all of us in terms of what worked for her. I can attest to it. I can say without fail that yes, whatever it is that keeps you going, do that mental health check, right? Journal, meditate, go down to the water, volunteer your time if they're allowing it. I know for me, pre-COVID, I would go to the convalescent homes and visit with those who didn't have family or did have family and the family didn't visit. Whatever brings you joy. That's what's going to make you get outside of your head and take the focus off of you and realize you are just this little speck in the world. We are mere dust, and that there's so much more going on around us that right there will keep you going. And I am graced with your presence and blessed by what you represent as a woman, as a boss babe, as somebody who's taken perceived obstacles and really made it work for you. So I'm glad you took the time today. I know you're busy and somebody's waiting for their face and their lips to be poked and prodded. I wish it were me, but I can't thank you enough for being here. You guys, her information will be referenced below. Check her out for all of your Botox needs, any of your aesthetically pleasing requests, short of
a facelift.
Okay, hi. Because she can pretty much do anything when it comes to aesthetics, right? Check her out, you guys. She makes house calls. Go see her. I know I just said to her before we came live on this, I need more done to my lips. She goes, no. So she'll be honest with you, right? She could have easily said, oh God, she's going to pay me for more. Yeah, I'll do it. But she keeps it real. So check her out, you guys. As always, I love, love, love sharing little tips and secrets and tricks that kind of help everybody evolve and move on in this journey called life. I love, love, love this conversation. Come back again when things settle down. Maybe we'll have a live Botox party. I don't know. If you guys want that, let me know and we'll do it. Yeah. I'll have like a bunch of 5 women. We'll do a live Botox party. We'll have champagne. Alberto might drink some. I don't know.
We even get some Brotox.
Oh, we can get some men up in this place. Let's do it. You guys, have fun today. It's a beautiful day out here in San Diego. As always, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Under Contract is the newly branded Love It or Leave It. Make a commitment to yourself, whatever that contract is, follow through with it. As always, for all your real estate needs, you know who to go to. I'm your girl. Peace out.